I don't know if you will be.
I love I love to record everything. It's openness and transparency. And so this is our Empathy Circle Facilitator work group, and Karolina is going to be talking about her facilitation. And take it away, Karolina.
Well, I will be talking not only about my facilitation, but it's partially also what we're doing together with Marta. But I maybe start with two short things. First of all, speakers for tomorrow meeting on principles series, in principle series. Kind of, I don't have clarity what's going on with the speakers. That should be one guy that doesn't respond to my messages. And April suggested there is another guy who friended me on Facebook, so we are in touch, but I don't have clarity if he participate or not, because he is not on the list of the speakers. So I would like to have some clarity on that. That's one thing. Second thing is I have extra empathy circle in Poland next week, and I need room for that, Zoom room for that, Bill. Bill, it's a question to you, and I'm asking you.
You're asking, I don't know. This is a different, a bit aggressive, I think.
No,
She's begging.
Yeah, I'm begging. This is a new hand
a new XR, a new XR.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk. I know Lou and I are trying to ramp up, and I think Lou, you have a Zoom room, don't you?
I do.
Okay. So we should be able to work something out. Lou and I are ramping up our
Okay.
facilitating training,
Yeah.
and so we just got to map that out. But I think we should be able to do that.
It's on Wednesday, not on. It's on Wednesday at your in your morning.
In the morning. Well, so yeah, I don't see right now. So I'll say yes, because you already can do it.
Okay.
And then if there's something comes up, we'll talk about it.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. So those are two kind of technical issue I have, and I would be thankful if I have some clarity about speakers for tomorrow. Should I contact the other guy or not? I can do that, but I'm not sure if I should ask him or not. I don't have clarity. So that's one thing. And now I would like to bring some problem we face in our open calls hosted by Global Support. We do empathy circles, and we have raising number of participants. It's changing from time to time. Sometimes it's a lot. Yesterday was less, not so many people, but still we were dealing with some technicalities. We had problem with connection. Some participants, especially from Africa, have problems with connection. And we decided that I will be technical person. So I spread people between breakout rooms, but then and I joined one of the breakout rooms, but then I have to drop out and to help people who were losing connection to come back. That was priority for me to make it happen to that for them to be able to talk, to participate in empathy circle. And this time there were two guys from Africa that couldn't join. They have a lot of problems, and we have some new ideas. There was, and we were discussing with Marta, and Jordan was also in this discussion. There were some good ideas. Would you share those ideas? How you see that?
Yeah, well, so Anne had some. Do you want to speak to it and the conclusion we came to, or do you want me to?
But maybe because I feel like I'm a little bit tired and I'm mumbling, so I prefer you to explain the concept we have with technical person and kind of shifts, create
Okay.
shifts. If you could do that.
Yeah. So we thought they could be the person that stays in the main room, and they can have a circle there, a good quality circle. And then Anne had this very good insight that the facilitator might then need some time before to be heard, because this facilitator that is sitting in this room doesn't actually have, they're in between and they might not get the opportunity to be heard. So if they have a space before, so
Maybe let's
yeah.
explain that technical person is not joining any breakout rooms, but stays in a main session. And when somebody is dropping out and wanted to come back, they help this person. Or if this person has regular technical problems, this person just stay in a main session with this facilitator. And my experience from yesterday was that it worked for participants. They felt that they, well, excluding those two who were having horrible connection problems, but others felt heard, didn't feel distracted by those movement in breakout rooms. So it was good, but I didn't have any chance to speak or being heard. So that's what Anne suggested, that maybe I should have some empathy circle before or after the meeting, so I would feel completed as well. Okay, yeah, Lou.
What you're describing reminds me of something that we did and that we did regularly. Well, and we recognized we needed in the face-to-face empathy circles that we were doing, empathy cafes here in my hometown, which is after a few, we realized it's really advantageous to have an extra person who's not in the circle, someone who has facilitation skills, who greets people that come late, who is kind of paying attention to the room and seeing if there's a problem developing anywhere. Like maybe there's a problem developing in a circle and the facilitator's having a problem, and she could come over and get me, or get someone who's more experienced to come over and help, or or something, or somebody gets up and leaves, and that person could go talk to that person for a second, find out what's going on with them, maybe give them some empathy. So the same would be true in Zoom. If you had someone sitting in the main room as someone to greet people that come in late, or if someone drops out of a room, or if a facilitator is having a problem with someone, they could say, you go back in the main room, and the person would be there to maybe listen to them individually if they're not able to participate in the circle for some reason. So having that extra resource, I think, is a great thing to have.
Yeah, and that reminds me another situation we had yesterday. I was in one breakout room. Marta was in the other breakout room, and she was trying to contact with me. So she joined my breakout room, but I thought she has problem with connection, so I sent her back to that breakout room. Then I figured out, oh gosh, maybe she wanted something from me. So I joined the other breakout room. We text to each other, and I come back to my breakout room. That was crazy. It would be much easier if I would stay in a main session and not moving back and forward, Leona was there too, because it was crazy. It was creating a crazy chaos, at least for me. Yeah, Edwin.
Yeah, I just want to respond to two things. One, you were concerned about who's going to be the presenter tomorrow in the Empathy Cafe, because you're going to be facilitating your first Empathy Cafe with the XR principles. That's part of being the facilitator, is tracking down and all the unknowns, right? It's like, welcome to the challenges. I did message, we do have that chat thread. I did mention them, say, hey, Karolina's wondering, where is it? So Stu and others were kind of,
Okay, I can
were
ask.
helping.
I just didn't want to, you know, to
No, you got to bug them. You got to bug these people, because
Okay.
it's like, you know, call them up, whatever. So that's the one thing. And the other, I wanted to give a context to everyone here. What you're talking about is the challenges of an empathy cafe, which is, you know, 10, 20, 30, 40, you know, 50 people. How do you just negotiate all the stuff? And so I just wanted to give a context that's different than just the empathy circle, you know, which is one level of complexity. The empathy cafe, with all these people that you got to manage, it's much more challenging. And so that's what you're kind of talking about. It's just the challenges of managing a larger cafe and all the challenges of that. And I think Ava was having that same issue, and so that's a whole issue here on Zoom. Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is that I see Anne, I will give you a chance. I just want to say that the thing is that we want to make this technical person only in a main session. So we're changing a little bit the rules, because now main facilitator joins, this technical person joins breakout rooms. But here was the idea that this technical person stays in the main session. So it's different. And you wanted to add something. And you are muted, Anne.
Partly you clarified that it was to have a dedicated technical person to deal with these issues, especially when, for example, with the cafe on the principles, in addition, there are some speakers to manage. And so if you have a technical person as well as the main facilitator, or it just we became aware that was an extra pressure to all the technical stuff. So if you had a technical person, but then it seemed really important that that person does have a chance to be heard either beforehand or afterwards, so that they form more part of it. They're not just dealing with all these stressful situations, but there's space for them with the other facilitators, probably either at the beginning or the end.
It's also our time.
Okay, thank you.